Okay, hello everyone, and these are the PRs for the upside down div in VDL. I'm joined with B-Dog. B-Dog, say hi.
We're pink.
It's beautiful, I know. Um, and we are going to go through and rank each team one by one, give personal feedback and whatnot, and then eventually we are not eventually, and afterwards we are going to rank each team from possible number one seed, playoff locked, playoff hopeful, cusp, I can't pronounce, and no playoffs. Ideally, we get obviously one seed and number one seed, two seeds in playoff locked, two seeds in playoff hopeful, three seeds in playoff cusp, and four seeds in no playoffs if that's how math works. Yep, that is how math works.
Perfect.
All right, and with that, let's start with our first team, Snack Machine. Let me make sure it's in frame. I adjusted it wrong. Whoopsies.
Just hit the
Now,
oh, that works too. Oh, he got it. He got it.
let me just. Yeah, that's better. So, Snack Machine's got Cardon, Swampert, Amoonguss. That is not a Terra Amoonguss. Should have checked that before. That is a Terra Dusknoir. Let me edit that real quick, actually. Um, it's kind of a silly mistake. Haha, there we go. Terra Dusknoir, Espeon, Togedemaru, Levani, Terra, Armarug, Sudowoodo, Scyther, Pupitar, and Fion. I just want to start with I actually really like this team. I think it synergizes really well is the thing. It is on a bit of a slower side, so I think Terra Levani webs do really help. Um, it's pretty there's good offenses on that for sure. Anything you have that you really liked about this team?
I think the biggest thing for me is I feel like I guess it's not synergy for the whole team, but when you look at like Crawdon, you look at Swampert, you're like, ooh, Amogus, you got your Scyther, you're like, ah, kind of going for somewhat of like a rain team. And then
Yeah,
you
that's
kind of have Levani and Armarouge that you kind of like, oh, obviously you're not going weather probably with this team. I feel like that could have been a cool combo. I mean, even with Fiona down there. Um, but I mean, in terms of hazards, I mean, he has the hazards he needs. He has sticky webs. I'm excited to see Crawdon. I mean, Crawdon's still behind sticky webs. You're putting quite a lot of speed into it. Um, though this team does also scream like a hard trick room could be pretty cool, especially with Amogus, Dusknoir, and Crawdon. So there's definitely some tech. I really like this team. I don't
yeah.
see any glaring weaknesses besides maybe you're much heavier on the physical side, and then you have I feel like maybe Sudowoodo, Pupitar, and Fiona. I feel like could have been used elsewhere. But I mean, I feel like the team synergizes pretty well though.
Yeah, I agree. I think for a one pointer, Fion's a pretty solid one, and Pupitar's not the greatest, but I think it's not a bad one. It's like a rocker, so it basically does whatever it needs to do. Only ones I really don't like on this team are, yeah, like you said, Sudowoodo and probably the no Terra Scyther. I feel if you could have put Terra on it instead of, I think, Dusknoir. I get, but Dustin with
Yeah,
Terra is pretty good. But I
I mean,
think
I see what you mean. Terra flying Scyther is crazy with technician boosted dual wing beats.
that, or like maybe make a defensive Terra for like those rock moves like steel, fighting for close combat potentially.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. Other than that, really don't see a lot of issues with this team. Like even with the special breakers, you still have Espeon at 130 and Armorogue at 125. Armorogue is also a crazy sweeper with like a weak armor weakness policy sets, which are pretty common. Yeah. Uh, so where do you think this team would go on?
I think immediately just starting off, I mean, I think we very easily can move shit around as we're going through, but
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely think this is a good benchmark for a playoff hopeful.
All right, yeah, I agree with that.
We'll see how the rest of the teams stack up.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like I feel like it's a very solid team. I don't think it's a team on paper that you're just sitting there freaking out about when you're looking at the matchup. Um, but I definitely think it's strong.
Yeah, I agree. I would have put in my opinion, it's probably like top of not top, but close to the top of playoff hopeful, depending on the teams, maybe the bottom of playoff locked, since it does have a lot of really strong breakers and support. So
I don't know that.
next up we have Drew. Drew did not submit a logo, so I have a picture of a toucan, which I think is really funny. Um, yeah, Drew has Starmie, Cleavor, Tinkaton. I put Tinkatuff on there, of course I did.
Uh-oh.
Should have really checked this stuff before, but this is what makes this stuff interesting, right?
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yep, totally. Tinka, if it loads, yeah, Tinkaton. I'm just gonna keep that tab open now. Tinkaton, Arboliva. I think it's Arboliva. Rhydon, Talonflame, Terra Clefairy, Overquill, Terra Swirlix, and Haunter. Um, Very solid team. I don't really see a lot of issues with it. You got anything to say about it?
I will start to say I absolutely love going Starmie first pick was actually I think it was undervalued for
Okay.
this. But the biggest thing I see right now is Terra Rhydon. I
Hmm.
absolutely love Terra Rhydon. It is so good, and for the point value, I feel like that was an absolute steal. I think Drew's main thing was picking the value picks. He went the picks that were a little bit undervalued, but is absolutely great. I mean, you have Starmie's weaknesses. You got Overquill to cover them. You have, I mean, the only thing I will say is you do have a bit of a ground weakness, but then you have your Talonflame hovering, and then Arboliva to set up Seed Sower. This is definitely going to be an annoying team to break through, as he has a lot of pivots that really synergize together. And then at the same time, he has some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I agree. I also see like with Starmie, Swiftsum, Overquill, even like Talonflame Hurricanes is also kind of like a pseudo rain team, especially in like Arboliva as well. Arboliva, maybe even like a Terra Water Rhydon or like Terra Grass Rhydon. I could see like something setting up like a rain dance for
Overquill.
like Overquill or Starmie to like really pop off.
Yeah.
Um, some things I do see lacking are one, it's like you see the speed jump from like 126, 115 is a pretty good like that. I feel that's like the ideal speed tier in low tier, and then you kind of see it jump to 95, which that's a 20-point speed gap. I don't
Yeah,
think
your 110 your 110 mons are gonna be able to run either adamant or modest to be able
yeah.
to. Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, it's not the end of the world. Like you can still run like Scarf Hunter, Scarf Cleaver, maybe even like a Scarf Overquill. I think those are all pretty good Scarf abusers, especially in low tier. So probably it's probably not the end of the world, but obviously you still don't like want to have to do that, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is, and I guess it's not even that bad because I think Starmie and Overquill both get flip turn as well, but here you can only see Talonflame and Cleavor get U-turn each. Again, like I said, I think there are other mons that do have pivoting. It's just not listed on the dock with those pivot moves, so probably not as bad as I think it is. But ideally, you always want to have fast and slow pivot mons. So
Yeah. I'd agree.
yeah, I think this team is really solid. As you can see, my toucan here. What do you think this team will go? I was personally thinking probably playoff locked with the way the team like synergizes. Oh, did not mean to click that. With the way the team synergizes, maybe like the top of playoff hopeful, but I think I'm confident with the playoff lock.
I think playoff lock is. I think it is a tier above the previous team.
Yeah, I do. Next up, we have Voidmore. Did I make any mistakes? I do not think so. I did not. Okay, so Voidmore has Crocodile, Cobalion, Terra Raichu, Dhelmise, Terra Propopes, Mega Glalie, Muk, Prinplup, Mr. Mime, and Tyrantrum. I just want to start off and say the physical offense, the physical breaking capacity is honestly insane here. You have Mega Glalie at 120, Tyrantrum at 121, Crook at 117. Even Mach has 105 and Delmas has 131. So if you want to hit physically, you can hit physically.
100%.
Uh,
100%. I think the biggest thing I could critique piggybacking off what you were just talking about, the physical attackers. The only issue I will say I have with the physical attackers is, I mean, Cabalion's gonna hit hard regardless. I don't consider him like a big physical presence. He's still gonna do good. I mean, close combat still whacks anything. But with that being said, still you have your big physical hitters are like your Crocodile Cabalion, or sorry, your Crocodile, your Mega Glalie. They're rather slow compared to a lot of the faster offensive mons. So that's definitely something to look out for. Um, the speedy your speed is really only coming from your Raichu, which is only 110.
yeah, I agree. You always,
But I
as I
will
said,
say he has plenty of defensive checks to help cover for it. Absolutely.
hmm
So
yeah, like I said, I think that 115 speed tier is like your like peak, like the best speed tier you can have in like a low tier league. So not having that is a bit unfortunate, but like you said, there is bulk to kind of go against that. Obviously really good hazards, five rock setters, which I don't even know Primplup got South Rocks, but I guess it does. um,
hmm
Mega Glalie spikes, I think spikes are always valuable, even on a mon as hard hitting as Mega Glalie. Like you go like a defensive spikes like, and then three like attacking moves, explosion, ice shard, and like maybe earthquake. So that's
yeah,
always valuable.
a lead Glalie with spikes and then just explosion will be pretty freaking strong.
Yeah.
The only weakness with that is the majority of your hazard setters. Majority are going to be your rock types and stuff like that, steel types. So
hmm
unfortunately, they will if it's a hazard setter versus hazard setter, you're probably gonna lose that trade. But if you're just trying to get the momentum to like spin block or something, I could see that just spikes and then boom,
Yeah.
carrot, move to the next one.
Um, hmm, Trying to think of something else to say, but there isn't really a lot. You kind of do lack in the pivoting department, but this team is pretty bulky, so I don't think that's too big of an issue. Um, yeah, I think the biggest issue is obviously the lack of like a proper special breaker. Like you have Mega Glalie, but that's like physical or special with 120, which isn't bad, but then like you drop to Mr. Mime at 100, which isn't bad, but it's not ideal. So, and then obviously it's pretty slow, so I wouldn't mind putting this. This is Void Boosting, correct? Yes. I wouldn't mind putting this at like playoff hopeful, maybe below Snack Machine's team.
Yeah, I think it fits. I think it fits right behind Snack Machine.
Nice. Next up is the owner himself. We have Abyssal, which I think I also input this team incorrectly. In Yeah, Abyssal has Haxorus, Galarian Weezing, Rabombi, Runerigus, Heliolisk, Tatsugiri, Terraklinklang, Komala, Swalot, and Terraswala and Pikachu. What do you think about this team? We'll start.
Well, firstly, I will die on this hill. I still don't think Haxorus is a low tier mon. I think it's so annoying always having to verse Haxorus with just generally mold breaker. It's so strong, and the lack of very good fairy checks to really deal with it is very limited.
Mhm.
Which one of the biggest defensive checks is Galarian Weezing, which he just so happens to also have.
It's really good synergy, yeah.
And then it's also absolutely disgusting that he decides not only a Haxorus, but then get Rabombi to set up webs to then really boost up Haxorus in order to outspeed everything and force things to run heavy duty boots in order to outspeed Haxorus to hope of maybe hitting it hard on the special side in order to maybe knock it out in one. Um, he has two very good spinners. He has good pivoting all around. Pikachu for 1 point is dumb. I don't know why the heck we did that, but
Me neither.
so yeah, there's quite a lot with this team. He does his classic Runerigus pick. Though I think Coffee Rodriguez was his comfort pick. But I mean, Rodriguez is come on, very
It's
similar. But
probably better because you have that double. You have another immunity with electric, which stops a pivot move, which is
yeah,
really nice. So probably better, but I don't know.
yeah. So
Um,
I think the best
hmm.
way I can describe it is that this team is just stupid.
I really like the Terra
Very
Clink
good.
Clan.
There's sorry, go.
I really like the Terra Clink Clan pick here. I think it's the issue is Clink Clan kind of lacks coverage, and since it's not in Gen 9, it does not have a Terra Blast. So like some sort of like bulky like Steel type or I guess maybe like a Fire type because I think it gets like normal moves, Wild Charge, and then Steel Stab, which yeah, like a bulky Steel top kind of just walls this thing completely, but it's still a really good setup mod. So
No, I mean there's that, but then also I mean Kling Kling is going to do one of two things. It's either gonna tear it to like a grass or something to really, or maybe not grass, just something to uh really cover its weaknesses. Could do water or something like that. It's either
mhm.
gonna tear it just to set up, or it's gonna sit there and tear a steel. And you're absolutely right. Steel types and fire types are good checks with. The only issue you run into that is this is low tier, and the amount of very good steel types and fire types that aren't high tier or high point mons are very rare.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
Terra Steel Gear Grind is gonna hit hard.
Hmm. I will say that you're kind of lacking in the hazards department. Like you only have Rune Rodriguez as a hazard setter, which it's a really good rocker, but I feel like you always want to have multiple, especially on a mon like Haxorus, which is really really good at just kind of coming in and like breaking. So you like, being able to have consistent rocks up to like break sashes and whatnot is really really nice.
Does Swalot not get T spikes?
I think it does. There's no T specs on this thing for some reason, but it probably does.
Yes, it gets T spikes. So I mean, you do have that. Well, yeah, so at least it gets T spikes. But
Yeah,
I would
that's
say, yeah,
good.
T spikes and one stealth rock. But at the same time, you got Rodriguez, which you're perfectly fine bringing rocks on every single week.
Hmm.
Or if you're being Swalot, just to do annoying Swalot teams and try to punish any teams that don't have a grounded poison type.
And also Cantera. I'm actually kind of a fan of Terra Swallow as like a defensive pick. Um, I think it can do a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely lacks the ability of Terra Blast as well, but
Does it? I thought Gulpin was in Gen 9. I might be wrong.
I don't believe so.
It's not. Okay. And it isn't Terra. It does get Terra Blast. Yeah, I thought I saw it. And I thought that came out with DLC. It did, I think.
Yeah, that probably is it. That's
I,
probably it.
hmm, I don't. This team's a bit difficult to place, in my opinion. Um, you have the double hazard setter or double hazard double rapid spinner. That's English with Tatsugiri Komala. Is there spin on this dog? Why don't they have spin here? That's annoying.
You can change it.
I'm too lazy to do that right now. And I do believe Galarian Weezing and Rabombi both get defog, so you're pretty much clear in the hazard removal department. Um,
I mean, I would say this is the best team we've seen so far. I will say just
Probably.
the top two mons are gonna be so freaking annoying to deal with.
They're
Well,
forced
technically
to.
the top three with the capability of setting hazards, but I mean, literally Haxorus and Weezing cover almost every weakness except for ice, which you have a Cling Clang, and you're probably running if you bring Komala. Komala's a very good Assault Vest user, so. But I mean, Haxorus is Fairy type. You got freaking Weezing. The fact that it's a Poison type in addition to Fairy, it's a very good one too. Double Fairy and Double Dragon, by the way, with a Haxorus and Tatsugiri, as well as Weezing and Renurius. So, very scary team. I definitely think this is the best one, too. This is
Yeah,
the best one we've seen so far.
I
Is it
agree.
going to be hard? Absolutely. I just think a lot of the mons are. You just look at the team and you're like, yeah,
There
it's
we
just
go.
stupid.
For now, I don't mind putting this one above Drew's team if it wants to move. Okay, it's bugging out, but here we can just really quickly do that.
I believe in you.
There we go. I don't mind this for now. If we want to move, I guess potentially Abyssal's team could be probably the best up here. So if we want to move it there, we can. But for now, I like this.
Yeah.
Next up is King Koopa's team. Let me just make sure I put everything in right. Uh, Koopa has Empoleon, Moltres, Celebi, Hitmonlee, Bisharp, Terraflaaffle, Comfey, Lycanroc, Midday, Terraspadops, Frogadier, and Mightyena. I did do everything right, correct.
So proud of you.
Thanks, buddy. I will say I love the top three. This top three, I think they go so well together. That is an insane fire, water, grass core. You have um, Empoleon obviously is really bulky, and then Celebi and Moltres, they are extremely diverse in what they can do. So Militaries can
Oh, they
obviously.
they pair with Moltres and Celebi pair perfectly with Empoleon. I mean, Empoleon's main weakness is you're usually going to be hitting it with ground or fighting types, which you got Moltres, which is immune to ground and resists fighting. Then you got Celebi that resists fighting and resists ground. So I think it's very good pairing. And then you also got your Bisharp that's back there a little bit. That is, you're also dealing with fighting types and ground types, which again you have you got four mons that pair with each other perfectly.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I also think Bisharp helps a lot with that physical attack department. Because I mean, you kind of it's not bad right now with Lycanroc, Midday, and Flapple, but Flapple, in my opinion, is inconsistent with that hostile ability, which is horrible. You're gonna miss. It's basically running Bleak Wind Storm every move, which we all know never lands. So,
yep.
having that 125 base attack with Dark Steel being a pretty good defensive typing, even though it does have that quad weakness to fighting, I think it works really well together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only thing this team is lacking is I think the speed tiers are a little odd. And then I don't really know with this team. I don't really think you necessarily need Spite Ups. Um, and then in addition to that, having a good, if you do have Spite Ups like with this team, I think this team is really missing like a good Ghost type in
Hmm.
order to really force Defog over Rapid Spin just to boost up that Bisharp.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, honestly. Uh, I do like the Terra Spite Ops though. I think Stakeout is honestly a pretty broken ability.
Yeah.
So, and I believe Frogadier and Mightyena were both 1 point each. So, for 1 point, I think those are two pretty good options.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
you're looking at Frogadier for a fast spiker. And then you have Mighty Anna's just a 1 point. You got a 1 point intimidate user. So absolutely,
mhm.
I think you take that. You take that all the time.
Really, really good pivoting, as you can see with Spite Ops, Moltres, Frogadier, Flapple, Comfey, Celebi, as well as I know,
Napoleon gets flipped.
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought Hitmonlee got U-turn actually. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't.
unfortunately. Yeah, none of the Hitmon line gets it, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I really thought they would. They feel like they could, but I guess not. Mm,
Yeah, but I think generally this team is really good. This team is very similar to Abyssals in terms of you have a lot of mons that really pair well off of each other. Um, and you get a good pick with Comfey that's going to do pretty good for you. Um, like I said, I think we have an issue where you have your like attackers, your defensive mons, and your attackers are all kind of around the same speed tier. So
Yeah.
that's going to make prepping a little bit easy for you. But I mean, I think this is a strong team. I think defensively it has a lot of good checks for a lot of their offensive mons. I don't think this is the top team. I definitely think I still like Abyssals better, but I think this can easily fit right behind it.
No, I agree. Yeah. The thing with the Abyssals team is like you had that one clear breaker in Haxorus. This team, you're kinda all over the place, right? You could have Hitmonlee, Bisharp, Lycanroc, Terraflapple, all as your physical breaker, and then on your special side, you could have like Celebi, Empoleon, Moltres, even like Comfey as a setup sweeper. I feel like I probably do like Abyssals a bit more because it just synergizes so much better defensively in my yeah, defensively with that Glaring Weezing Runerigus Swallow combination. But yeah, okay, what I wouldn't mind is since I did say I wanted ideally, why is it doing that now? I wouldn't mind a potentially moving Voidmo's team down, and then so basically doing something like, was it this one? Was it this? I think it was this. Potentially doing something like this for now.
I definitely won't fight you. I won't argue over that.
Obviously, if we since we will probably get that number one team slot eventually, so I would not mind potentially moving Volmo's team back up, but for now, I think this is okay. Next up, we have, I believe it was pronounced Phoenix from Live Draft, so yeah, that's what we'll say for now. And let me make sure. Yeah, yeah,
Looks right to me
yep.
from first looks.
If you wanna go ahead and introduce this team and then talk about it.
I would just like to say I hate this team because it sniped my Dancy that I was really wanting for my team. Um, I don't know. I have mixed feeling with the team. I mean, you have mods like Zoroark, which is like it's okay. And then you have all the little, you got the all the annoying little 1 point monitors that's gonna really put in work for you. Um, I would say the only thing I really dislike about this team is I think especially when you're doing when you're using your Terra captains, I personally like to do one like defensively and one offensively, like one that has just a bad type that you just defensively take it out of that type, and then one that just is a to boost your stabs. This team really just has pre-evolutions that aren't gonna do too much for you. I mean, Sliggoo is gonna be absolutely annoying as hell. I don't know why you would bring any of the other Terra captains over.
I mean, I could see like
I'm
a
over it.
Dragon
I
Dance or
mean,
Kakamoto set.
yeah, I mean, Hakumo also could do Iron Defense. You could see Iron Defense Body Press, Terra Fighting, Hakumo. But then you run into the issue where your special defense isn't that great, and then also you're gonna be base 65 is rather slow. And then I think the biggest weakness of this team though is your speed tiers are so chunked. I mean, you have your 110, 100 Zoroark, Toad Scroll. You drop down to 285s, then you got 75. You got quite a few around that 65 range. Um, I think I really wish this team had a very good just fast a like super fast hard hitting on the physical side. You're probably going to rely on Choice Scarf, Heracross to do that.
Yeah, the Scarf Moxie set. I agree.
Yeah, and then realistically, love Diancie. Trick Room Diancie is so fun to use, but you run into the issue where the rest of your team isn't really going to benefit from it. You're a really hard hitter. The only mon that's going to hit relatively hard is going to be your Diancie,
Yeah,
unless you're doing a setup Sliggoo.
we're doubting the trap pinch. We're doubting the 100 base attack trap pinch right there. Better go crazy with Jakub.
Eh. It's going to do much by first impression, but I mean,
I would have liked to
that's,
see a
that's
Terra trap pinch actually instead of potentially like a Pawnee Hard. I think Terra trap pinch would have been really cool, especially since only 1 point on this board.
yeah. I don't know. This team has very good defense. It has good. Vaporeon's going to be very good for it. Uh, you got your Gligar that's going to have Eviolite that's going to be very good. You have your Sliggoo that's going to get Eviolite that's going to be very good. Smeargle's going to be able to set up decent hazard for you. I mean, Smeargle's probably coming every week. Um, Toad School to Rapid Spin away. So I mean, you got the pieces there. I just feel like the pieces that are there, the synergy isn't really there compared to the majority of the teams. And I may be biased here, but I personally dislike the. I mean, Hisui and Sliggoo is good, but I really wish there was something else other than Ponyard and Hakumo. Prove
Yeah, I
me wrong,
agree.
by the way. But
Yeah, I'd say about the same thing. I really like the hazards on this team. I feel like if we're gonna lean bulky, I like that we have all these stealth rockers and spinners. Um, would have liked at least like a cheap Weber, like I think Ari does still on the board, so something like that. Just to like how kind of help out Zoroark and like offensive Toad School, and then maybe like a Dragon Dance Hakamoto. But just off of like what we have right now, I feel like this team kind of doesn't have like a proper direction. I think this is this team. Yes, okay. I wouldn't. In my opinion, this is probably one of these two. Just I wouldn't mind putting it in playoff cusp for now, and then if we need to move it down, we can move it down.
Yeah,
Nice.
I agree.
Don't care about that. Okay. Next up is do not do all that. Eris. Let me make sure the team is good. Yep, okay. So Eris has Raikou, Low Kicks, Gramble, Mienshao, Tentacruel, Articuno, Palossand, Terra Bibarel, Dewpider, and Terra Agron. Uh, I will start out by saying I respect the Terra Captains. I think these are two awesome, awesome Pokemon. Um, I think they're both either like Pokemons, because I know Bibro gets simple or unaware, or obviously like hard hitters with that simple set, or like a Terra Iron Defense, Body Press, Aggron, or even like I think it gets a Rocket Head Smash. So yeah, that's also a really cool set in my opinion. It can do a lot. Both mons can do a lot. We have
Yeah.
a go ahead.
No, I was yeah, agreed. The Terra Captains are quite nice. They
Um,
are quite nice.
We have. We can go through this one a bit quickly then. We have Raikou, Low Kicks, Mian Shao, and Articuno Galar as really strong breakers. In my opinion, those like four mons can basically hit like everything you need them to hit, except for maybe like I actually can't even think of anything. Maybe like a bulky, like a fairy type. Like I don't even think there are any like amazingly bulky fairy types on this board. So I think those four mons just basically just like a nuke on their own.
Yeah, I mean he has a dual threat. I think he has an absolute dual threat of a very scary low kicks Mianshao combo. Uh that's gonna be scary as shit. They're just gonna be pivoting. I mean, I could always see a scarf Mianshao paired with a banded low kicks that's just gonna do works every single week pairing
Hmm.
stab, choice banded, U turns, along with super fast U turns from Mienshao to do Regenerator, or you have. I mean, there's just so much you can do, and then you got the pairings of like Tentacruel's weaknesses. Articuno Galar really covers very well. Um, I think if I was sitting here, I think the only thing I would wish for is maybe like you have your speedier physical attackers. I think a bigger presence than Raikou would have been cool. But I
Hmm.
mean, Raiku's still Raikou. It is still legendary, and it's still going to put in quite a bit of work.
Yeah, I agree. You have.
I just think this. I just think this is a strong team with a lot of pairing. I would say if there's any team that has a very good electric type, though,
You
it
want
will
to be
put in
Rex.
work against this team.
Hmm.
I mean, but then that's including you got to do Piter and stuff. So I mean, plus I mean, let's be real, Mianchao and low kicks behind webs too. That's also another thing. Look, even Articuno Galar are all at the very good speed to you. Where if you're able to get webs up with Dewpider, you're gonna be doing a absolute lot of work.
I agree. I agree. Just because of those offensive like demons, and because you have like more diversity, like proper diversity. I'm not sure if it's better than Abyssal's team. I think it can be argued.
I think this slides right in as our number two. I would feel confident in that.
Come on.
Just going from like like just me sitting here thinking about playing these guys and then just seeing. I definitely think Abyssals would be much more harder to prep for, but regardless, both teams are very strong.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So that means this one would probably move up, up here. Yep, kind of. Let me kind of move this stuff around then. I should have got an easier thing to use than this, but it's okay. It's okay.
Why don't you use the tier list I used? What are you doing?
Maybe I should have. No, I didn't think about that, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, that tier list that we used to record earlier. Yeah,
Hmm.
use a different one. I'm sorry.
This one looks prettier.
To each
That
his
is
own.
hard. This is hard. Um. All right. Next team we got up is your team.
Yeah, I don't think I think out of I think for integrity, I think you can judge my team solely, and I'll judge your team solely.
Yeah, I think that's fair. One, I really love Sun. I think Sun is I think it's fun. I don't think it's like the most. I don't think whether it's like practical in general as a team, but I like the 1 point ball picks pick. I love Terra Scoville and Aerodactyl, and obviously you have Sandy Shocks and Slibberbing to boost up that speed. Yes, I love my Slibberbing. You have Shuckle as a good hazard setter. I love Shuckle. I've used that thing in my first couple leagues. My first ever league, I think it came to every game, and that was the league I got finals in, which was really fun. Um, I will say you're kind of lacking in the speed department. You have 130 at Aerodactyl, which is it's a beautiful speed tier, especially for low tier, even in general. I think 130 having 130 is really nice. But then you're gonna jump to 101, which I think that's the range where 115 can speed creep to adamant or modest. I'm not sure, but probably. And then and then you go to 95 with Yuxi, but Yuxi's usually run defensively. So then you're basically at 85 with like Duraludon. So I will say that speed jump is a bit awkward, allows Mons to run adamant or modest on that faster side. Um, but you do also obviously have Scoville and Victory Bell as good sun abusers, so not the end of the world on that. Your steel type's pretty good. I will say I don't like Duraludon as your dedicated steel because it does not resist fairy or ice, and because it's dragon type and it has bad special bulk, which those moves are usually like Moonblast, Ice Beam. They're usually special, so it's not ideal. Um, I think I listed all this like major stuff I saw, like not major, but like all like the problems I saw. Blastoise as your spinner on a Sun team is kind of awkward, but I don't hate it. It's bulky. It's a bulky pivot, so that's good. Um, and also I think having maybe it's just like a picky thing, but I think having a ice weakness on a Sun team is a bit awkward, especially since you have Blastoise, which is obviously weak to freeze dry, and Vulpix, which Vulpix is it's frail. It's nothing but frail. So I think having a good ice resist would have been really nice on this team because you have keep bugging out, but you keep you have these three monsters obviously weak and the two not great resists. Um, yeah, just off of that, like one Sun's kind of difficult to maneuver, especially since you can't run Heat Rock and okay, but it forces prep, so I will say I think I like your team probably middle of playoff cut. Not no, probably higher than that. It's not better than Drew's team in my opinion, but it's definitely up there. I like it kind of there, kind of like here. So that means we could probably, yeah. So it's probably bottom of playoff, hopeful top of playoff cusp. I guess since I did say I want to try and go for three in this category, I will put three here. If it okay, never mind. Apparently, it's just because Sun forces so much more prep to try and at least get try and prevent your Scovelin and Victory Bell, Slitherwing, Sandy Shocks from sweeping. What do you think about that?
Fair, 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 fair.
Next up, we have
Sorry.
I think it's technically Death by Dunsparce. That is a mouthful to say. It's bulk, right? You have obviously Skarmory, Hitmontop, or Skarmory, Blissey, Hitmontop, Terra-type No, Whiscash, Hisuian Typhlosion, Electrode, Terra Trimeco, Noivern, Sneasel, and Terra Golbat. It's a really bulky team with your top two and Hitmontop in Tim, as well as Eviolite on Type No. Um,
Yeah, I mean the bulk of this team is gonna be so annoying to deal with. Your Skarmory Blissey Hitmontop combo just trying to break through that's gonna be absolutely annoying, and then don't knock off that 1 point Terra Golbat. That's
it's
actually gets very bulky and is gonna be very annoying as a Terra captain.
yeah with Toxic Oost sets. I think it's a good Toxic Strongman.
Which what this team is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I don't think the pivoting is the greatest. Actually, no, it's not bad with U-turn on type no, Noivern, Golbat, and Volt Switch on Electrode. Um, yeah, I don't think any of these mons are bad. I think they work pretty well on their own as like a really bulky team. There isn't really a lot to say about this team, right? It's bulky, it's not stally, but yeah, you also have really good speed tiers for a low tier stall semi stall team with Electro, Noivern, Sneasel. It's kind of an awkward jump from Sneasel to Hisuian Typhlosion, but Hisuian Typhlosion's a really good Scarf Abuser, so it's not the end of the road.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be an annoying team to deal with. Like I said, bulk. You got your bulk there. You got your recovery there. It's going to be so annoying to try to break through this team.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I could just say, all I'll say is good luck with trying to break through this team for sure.
I'm not exactly sure where to rank this. I think it would probably be playoff cusp since it doesn't kind of lacks like a good offensive presence. You really don't have like a good physical breaker. Like you have zero mons with at least 100 base attack, so that's pretty bad.
Kind of the only thing I will say is if you're able to get a physical dragon, or a physical Firemon, does do very good into this team. I will say.
Hmm.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not. It's definitely not unbreakable. It's a stall team. I absolutely hate stall, so I don't think I'll be good trying to rank this.
Just as a star team, think I think it's gonna be hard to play for sure. Probably bottom of playoff cusp. Actually, maybe not. Maybe even no playoff. I feel like at least on a star team, you at least want a like a good breaker, and you're kind of lacking that on the physical side. So like any like a good special wall, which obviously you probably have the best special wall in the game with the Blissey, but Any other like good special wall is kind of just beats this team 1v1. That's my team. That is the wrong. I'd put it probably above this team. Probably there. I don't want to put teams in no playoffs, but I just don't see it as functional as the other teams here, so
Brother, I absolutely hate stall, so freaking throw it down there. Get it down there. Get that stall out of here.
and next up is my team. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
I will you can have free reign on this team.
Zippy the lippy, big boy. Here I come. All right, so I'm starting off right now. A duo of Absol and Gengar is going to be so hard to prep for. You are going to be or teams are going to be struggling to try to be able to defend against both those. Those are freaking amazing. Your Cyclozar, I absolutely love as a rapid spinner. Obviously, you get your Draco Meteors. Gotta do a lot of work, especially with the lower tier fairy mons. And probably the best mon to really deal with Cyclozar, funny enough, is Forgish, which you just happen to have Forgish. You have Earthworm and Mudsdale as very good physically defensive checks. And then you have Florges, that's going to be an amazing special check with Wish. Um, I really like this team. You have your uh, Plusle, but you have two very good Terra Captains in Lapras and Behem. Um, I your speed tiers are amazing, especially with your top few. I don't think like realistically, come on now, Plusle isn't really there. So you do have a decent drop between 110 and 75, so that's going to be large range for monster prep for. I mean, basically anything that's over 85 all the way up to, 110 is going to be able to go very offensive into you. And it's like, it's almost like this team, like, Cream's Trick Room, but then your immediate powerhouses are all very fast. So I guess that's a little confusing. Your hazards are, you got decent. You have your spikes and two stealth rockers. You have a web setter, so that would definitely help your higher point mons. Um, yeah, I think like I said, I think this is probably one of the better Terra Captain duos. I absolutely love the defensive and offensive checks. I do really wish, though, this team would be screaming. I really wish you had a fighting type. A fighting type would be very good, especially because into opposing, like, steel types or stuff like that, you really just have Budsdale. And then, obviously, you got body pressure with Earthworm, but yeah, I think this team is very good. I definitely think this is making playoffs. Um, I definitely think this is probably, yeah, I'd probably say somewhere in playoff hopeful. Um, I just think I think the speed tiers is what are really next. I mean, that gap is probably like, I think that gap is I'm trying to be nicer, is like the worst gap you have in terms of speed tiers for most of the division. I'll say somewhere in playoff hopeful though. I think I like Drew's team better though.
Yeah, I agree. I'll just move everything afterwards once we get that top seed. I'm not gonna do that right now. Next up is Shinobu's team. For some reason, Tauros does not have the sprite, but that's okay.
Yeah, his horse never. His sprite doesn't show up for the flame war. I don't know.
Miltank, yeah, everything looks good on this team. Um, I like it. I think the Terra captains are underwhelming in my opinion, but they're not no part of this team like is extremely bad. Nothing like really good either, but it's a very mediocre team in my opinion.
This thing with this team is I'm just confused with was what he was going for.
No, yeah,
Because like you have you have your Paldo, your Taurus, which is pretty good. You have Sylveon, which is like I love the Sylveon with Scolipede pick, but then it's like you don't build anything off that. You have Gudra, which is a very good special one, but then you have Sylveon right there. I just feel like this. I feel like this team was like while drafting it was this mon looks good. Let me grab it. This mon looks good. Let me grab it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like they're
Individually they're good. They don't synergize that good together. I
yeah,
see that.
I think it was more of like trying to take what they thought was the best mon on the board at the time versus trying to go and build like a team to really feed off each other. But I mean, at the same time, it's still good. I don't know what Croc Rock's gonna do. That was very early Croc Rock, but I mean, Croc Rock does its thing. So
I think we could have gotten a better Terra captain than to Krokorok. Like at least as something in that 8 point category would have been great. But
I don't know. I would say this is definitely not my favorite. Like I said, they got like decent mons here and there, but it's like I feel like the synergy is just
it's
lacking.
lacking. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Honestly, yo, if we got Terra, Hisui, and Avila, gang, that would have been nuts. I love that mon. I just, it's a really awkward team in my opinion. You don't excel at anything. I think I
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's what is it? It's a jack of all but a master of none. It's just
probably between these two, because I mean, you have to respect that Sylveon, Scolipede, Gudra trio.
throw it over stall, throw it over stall, throw it over
Yeah,
stall.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah.
And last but not least, we have Brad with an at. Team appears to be good. And I love this team. I'm just gonna state that. There isn't a single mon on this team I find it truly bad, except for maybe Carcool.
The ladies kind of dookie. I digress.
Who?
How dare you not? How dare you draft Rampardos and not tear it?
Yeah,
I am,
that's
I
fine.
am devastated. I saw this team. I was devastated. I saw that pick and I'm like, dude, you got freaking sheer force, rock slide, terror. You got so much you can do with this guy. You telling me there's all this you could do and you don't even terror the dude? Ugh. I will say though, I'm gonna genuinely say, holy rock ground fighting week. And like I will say, I love the mons on the team. I just think the typings are really kill. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to. You got Glalie, which is a freaking ice type, so you know what I mean. Which
Mm-hmm.
tears out of it. You got Magneton, which is super weak to ground. You're going to tear out of it. Magneton's an amazing Terra Captain. Carkle can do some things too to tear out of it. So don't get me wrong. You got your Terra Captains alone share a lot of the same weaknesses. So obviously, from a week to week basis, that's not going to be the issue. But still,
Yeah, I agree. The biggest thing I was looking at is like, look at that top five. Like, you have Entei Alakazam, which is a beautiful duo, and you have Chestnut, Jellicent to back it up, as well as Crobat to kind of be a jack of all trades. You know, it can be like a bulky, not bulky. It could be like a speed pivot. It can be a setup sweeper, a choice item breaker. It can honestly do anything. And
yeah,
then
I agree.
it does die down like towards the end. I love Terra Magneton. I'm a big Sand
Magneton
Slash
is
guy.
goaded.
I love Sand Slash as a good Fizz Def full and it blocks pivoting. Um, I guess at bottom four do kind of lack a little bit. The issue is I don't think you can go Terra Magneton Terra Pardos. So you had to
Hey,
basically pick
hey,
within
hey,
two.
hey! Listen here, listen here, listen here, listen here.
Yeah, listen,
Don't,
listen.
don't, don't backtalk my freaking Rampardos like that, bro.
No, I love Rampardos. Don't get me wrong.
No, no,
Rampardos is
no, no.
goaded.
I'm just saying. You gotta watch it. I'm just saying, you gotta
All
watch it.
right, all right. That's I'm not sure where to rank this team, honestly.
I think this probably fits on the higher side of the drafts.
Yeah, I agree. I just think the top five plus anything else is really strong. Not. I think it's probably playoff hope, a playoff locked, in my opinion, because you have a really strong core there, and then anything from for the last lot really. Probably last in playoff locked, like that. You agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right, and he will go through any last minute stuff, any last couple things you probably should change. One for first thing, I think Abyssal's team is probably the best because you have. I feel like every single one you have there
Oh my
has a.
goodness, the owner of the league leaves things that shouldn't be legal in and just so happens to have the best team. Oh no. Cheater. 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 Rigged. It's rigged. It is so rigged, it ain't even funny.
Is there anything else you kind of want to like keep left clicking instead of right clicking instead of left clicking? Anything else you kind of want to change around? I will be putting myself playoff cusp by moving void mode down to no playoffs. Probably
You
something.
said you're moving yours down? Okay,
Well,
fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to get like one here, two here, two here, three here. So we have like a total of 8 spots for playoffs.
Alright, fair enough.
This look good to you?
Yeah, I hate it all.
Right. Well, I think that is it for this. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is fun. I like doing these kind of videos. I hope you enjoyed B Dog. It was great doing this one and obviously your recording with you. Um,
Yes, son. Until next time, my man.
yeah. Bye.
Later, guys.